This one has 3 episodes and they don't actually connect with one another, even though they have some similar themes going on. Basically 3 episodes and each episode has brand new characters. So you can watch it however you like. Let's go. This is Kasumi, a young woman that is depressed for some reason. But quickly we find out why. But first, let me introduce you to her brother, and this is him. Seemingly he has a job, is a pretty good citizen, and cares for his family. His mother at some point comes to visit, but we actually never see her. We only hear her voice in the room, but who cares about the mom anyway? Now, why is Kasumi actually depressed and spends her days in her room playing games in the dark, even though before all of this, she seemed to be a lively young woman? Well, she has feelings for her brother and felt depressed ever since she assumed, after a certain event, that she was just a sister to him and nothing beyond that. Which is weird because if she is his biological sister, what the hell was she expecting? One night the brother was supposed to have dinner with someone, but that someone cancelled on him last minute. So, not to cancel the reservation he had made up to that point, he invited his sister. Also to help her a bit with her depression. But later on during that dinner he confesses, and as it obviously turns out, he has feelings for her too. So yes, it leads to incest! Next we meet Chinatsu, and she has a constant mad face. Everywhere she looks like she wants to kill somebody. Even her own boyfriend, Sahara. So basically she is something like a yandere, and as mentioned, she has a boyfriend. So if anybody out there has a big weakness when it comes to yandere characters, you can forget about Chinatsu. At some point we get the background on how they met and how they got together in the first place. Sahara was new on Chinatsu's class and wanted to get along with everybody, but since she has the face of someone who wants to kill everybody near her, he felt that she would be a problem to get along with. Still, he didn't want to give up, so he continued to talk to her. At some point, out of nowhere, she asks him out, which surely surprised the hell out of him. I mean, I would be surprised as well. If some woman showed me the kind of mad face, as if I killed their cat or dog or fish or something, I would be beyond surprised if she asked me out of nowhere. Whatever. He takes her home and she invites him in. Her little sister, Chiaki, then explains what the deal is with Chinatsu's face. Well, if you know how yandere work, then you already know what the deal is. If you don't know how they work, then watch it for yourself. Finally, we get to meet Makoto. Makoto is the cousin of a dude named Koichi. Basically, when they were kids, Makoto's parents had to move, so he never saw her again, up until the present day, adulthood, when she visits him. And obviously she changed a lot over the years, and goes from a tomboy that she used to be, to a woman. Since Koichi and Makoto still had something to resolve from when they were kids, he thought that now, the present day, would be the perfect opportunity to get it all out. One thing leads to another, and Koichi goes all the way with Makoto's double personality. Well, maybe not really double personality, but it's something like that. That was about it, and to be honest, just watch it. All characters in all 3 stories are actually very likable and have some kind of personality to them. And by all of them, I really mean all of them. I actually don't count Kasumi's mother, since she never actually appears on screen, but even little Chiaki, you know, the little sister of Chinatsu from story 2, that only appears for a few seconds, is really likable. And thankfully she does not take part of the fun. That would be... Please no. I think it looks really good. The girls look hot and the dudes look fine, but they were simple designed. Especially Koichi from the last episode has a cartoonish look out of all of them for some reason. But actually so does Makoto at parts, but not as much as Koichi. A weird choice for the last episode because it looks like they changed the style a bit, but I like it. Heck, as long as the sex looks good, then it's all fine and dandy. Right? Yeah, all scenes look good and are almost enjoyable to watch. But why almost? Because this is the one thing that brings this hentai down for me, big time. They recycled a lot. In a single sex scene, you will often see the same movements, camera angles and whatever over and over and over and over again. On this part, they got really lazy for some reason. And sure, some hentai recycle some scenes as well. It's actually normal. But First Love went overboard. Which is sad because everything else in here is really good. However, the sex is rather tame, but still very sensual. I've talked about another hentai called Front Innocent by the legendary Urushihara Satoshi, and it's something like that when it comes to the fun stuff. It's tame, but sensual. I really like the characters and their individual stories, especially the last one with Makoto and Koichi was interesting, since Makoto almost has a double personality where she still is her tomboy self even as a grown-up on the one hand, but is somewhat cute and innocent on the other, seemingly triggered by a certain object. And no, it's not some kind of toy. Outside of the heavy recycling, I actually really enjoyed this one all the way through, especially since all the characters are unshaved. Down there, you know where I mean, especially Makoto. Yes, I prefer the unshaved way. You have your preferences and I have mine. Sue me. But seriously, watch this one. It's a doozy.